Today we will discuss about a critical concept in the world of finance, that is the time value of money. It's widely used but not easily understood. So let's crack it with this small tutorial. Now, what is the underlying idea anyway behind the time value of money? The underlying idea is that money changes value with time. Let's look at this pictorial representation, right? Now, here we see that, let's say if you're investing 100 rupees today and it's earning interest, then it's changing value with time. We see that if I look at the 100 rupees today and I look at it 3 years later, the value is different. And that is because, of course, the 100 rupees is earning interest. Because of that, money has a time value. It changes value with time. The two critical topics under time value of money are future value and present value. If we have a strong understanding of these two, then the derived concepts NPV and IRR will become easy. We'll explain these two later. So on to future value. Now, I'd like to explain that with an example. That is, explain future value with an example. Now, let us say that we invest 10,000 rupees today, which I'm calling year 0, at say 8% per annum. Now, we'll earn 8% on 10,000 in the first year. That is, of course, 800. What about the second year? Well, the second year also, we earn 800 on 10,000. Are we missing something? Yes, we're also earning 8% on the interest we earned in the first year. So, 8% of 800, that is 64 rupees, is the interest earned on previous interest, a process called compounding. And therefore, in the second year, we are earning interest of 864. I'm using the Excel AutoSum function and we see that the final amount earned after 2 years, or which our 10,000 rupees has turned into after 2 years, is 11,664. Now this is the future value of today's 10,000. We see that this value, the future value, depends on two things. One, at what point of time are we calculating the future value? That is, it depends on the point of time where we are calculating the future value, or T. It also depends on the rate of interest that our today's value is earning, or R. So the future value depends on R and T. But to put a quick definition around future value, it is the amount that today's value turns into at a defined point of time in the future, right? That is our future value. Is there a formula which you can use to calculate future value? Sure, there is. So future value, or FV for short, is today's value, or the principal, into 1 plus R. Now R you have to express as a percentage or as 8 by 100. That is either as 0.08 or 8 by 100. Keep that in mind, right? So 1 plus R, I'll just put it, since we're putting down a formula, as 1 plus R, and this raised to T. So that's your formula, it looks very similar to the formula for compounding, and it is because future value is arrived at after calculating compound interest. If we go back to our courseware, we will see here the same example has been explained. Our original investment was 10,000 and after earning interest for 2 years, we have the future value 11,664. Future value is the amount today's money turns into at a point of time in the future, of course, assuming a certain rate of return. As mentioned, this is our future value formula. Future value equals today's value or the present value into 1 plus r raised to t. Now, one thing which is very important in all these time value calculations is make sure that your r and t are in the same units. What does that mean? If we are looking at an annual interest rate, we need to look at a yearly time period. If you're looking at a quarterly interest rate, it has to be a quarterly time period. Be careful about that. How do you realize that? You realize that by the frequency of compounding. If the compounding is happening annually or 6 monthly or quarterly, you need to adjust your R and T accordingly and make sure, I'm repeating this, that your R and T are in the same units. If T is in quarters, R is a quarterly rate. If T is in 6 months, then R is a 6 monthly rate, and so on. So knowing this, let's try another example. So you're told that you have invested 50,000 rupees in a fixed deposit which is getting compounded quarterly. It is paying you 9% per annum. And how much will you have after 3 years, right? So 3 years quarterly compounding is the information that you have been given. Now with this, therefore, it is obvious that if we have to, what we've been asked for is the future value. I'm just formatting this, bear with me. Now, therefore, what's our R? Is it 9%? No, it's not, because we have been given that the principal is being compounded quarterly. So we need to take a quarterly interest rate. So I'm just going to take this and divide it by 4 to get my quarterly rate. And what is T? 3 years. Nope, it's not 3 years, it's 12 quarters. And therefore, let's apply the formula. We get this value into, right, 1 plus your R, okay, raised to, and bingo, you have the answer. 65,302 rupees 50 paise is the future value of the rupees 50,000 invested today. It is the future value 3 years from now, assuming a 9% rate of return with quarterly compounding. That should help you understand what future value is and how it is calculated. Thank you.